Pastors, can you prove Sunday is the Lord's day? You won't like the answer. Pastors across the world step into pulpits every Sunday declaring it the Lord's day. But here's a simple challenge. Can you prove it from the Bible? Let's not dance around the issue. We're calling on pastors, preachers, teachers, and leaders. Show us the verse that declares Sunday, the first day of the week, as holy. Show us where Jesus or his apostles ever called it the Lord's day. Show us where God commands its observance. You won't like the answer, because it's not there. What is in the Bible is God's eternal command. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. The seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord, thy God. Exodus 20:8-10. This was not a temporary instruction. It was written in stone by the very finger of God. Not once did Jesus abolish it, replace it, or authorize a new day. In fact, Jesus honored the Sabbath. Luke 4:16 tells us it was his custom to attend synagogue on the Sabbath day. Even after his resurrection, his disciples continued to rest on the Sabbath according to the commandment. Luke 23:56. Not tradition, commandment. Now some pastors say Revelation 1:10 proves Sunday is the Lord's day. It says, I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day. But there's a problem. That verse never says what day the Lord's day is, so we must ask, what day does the Bible call the Lord's? Jesus said in Matthew 12:8, For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath day. That's a direct answer. The Lord's day is the Sabbath, the seventh day, not the first. There is not one verse, not even one hint, that God ever changed his holy day from the seventh to the first. Yet pastors continue to preach Sunday as if it were divinely appointed. Why? The real answer lies not in the Bible, but in history. The Catholic Church boldly claims responsibility for changing the Sabbath to Sunday. In the Convert's Catechism of Catholic Doctrine, it states, We observe Sunday instead of Saturday, because the Catholic Church transferred the solemnity from Saturday to Sunday. That's not God's word. That's man's word. And in the Catholic Mirror, 1893, it was plainly said, The Protestant world has adopted this custom, Sunday worship, without a pretense of biblical authority. Let that sink in. Pastors preach Sunday as the Lord's day with no biblical authority. This isn't about legalism. This is about obedience and truth. God warned us in Daniel 7:25 that a power would think to change times and laws. Only one commandment deals with time, the Sabbath. And in Mark 7:7-9, Jesus warned, In vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition. If you claim to love Jesus, why follow a tradition he never taught? Why teach millions to honor a day God never sanctified? The end-time call in Revelation 14:12 is crystal clear. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. Not the traditions of men, not the decrees of Rome, the commandments of God. So, pastors, before you preach another Sunday sermon claiming it's the Lord's day, ask yourself, do you have a single verse to back that up? If not, then maybe, just maybe, it's time to stop defending error and start preaching truth.